How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Virtual History 360. I'm Mr. Wade, and this is your yesterday's history for level 2 of our Federalist unit, which, just a reminder, says, I can examine the challenges faced by our nation, our new nation, both domestic and foreign. So there were some challenges faced at the beginning of our country under the Constitution. So let's break them down. Domestic means here in our country, and there's two that we really focused on. One was the Whiskey Rebellion, where farmers who would typically barter their excess grain or distill it into whiskey and then trade with that were now being taxed on goods that they really had no revenue from, and they couldn't afford that tax, so there was an uprising. Washington, being the only president to ever do this, led the army to put down the rebellion. Now, he didn't see combat, but it was a show of force. It kept the farmers at bay. The Whiskey Rebellion is one. The other internal was dealings with Native Americans in the West at the time, it's the Midwest today, Ohio, okay? And Mad Anthony Wayne being sent out to the Battle of Fallen Timbers to put down a Native uprising and basically take their land, like we've done a bunch. And that's what the Northwest Territory really expanded because of, being able to take over Ohio, okay? That was the Treaty of Greenville, 1795, so it was towards the end. So you have the Whiskey Rebellion and you have the Battle of Fallen Timbers, the battles with the natives, okay? Those are the two domestic challenges that we're focused on. And then what about foreign? Well, you have France and England fighting each other and America trying to trade. Well, Washington didn't want to get involved. We talked about that in level 1. So he drafted a proclamation of neutrality saying that he would not fight in the war, that the country would not fight in the war. But that didn't really work because Britain didn't believe that we would stay neutral. So they used a term that we learned in vocabulary, impressment, where they would seize our ships that were trading over in Europe, capture the crews, and impress them into the British Navy. Now, obviously, this upset the Americans, rightfully so, but we sent over John Jay, future Supreme Court Justice, right? And he forged the Jay Treaty, where he didn't mention impressment, but got Britain to leave American soil, which they figured was well enough to calm everyone down, okay? Not everyone was happy with it. It was a close vote, but it did keep us from going to war with Great Britain again. So that's something, right? But of course, now that we signed a treaty with Great Britain, another foreign issue was with Spain. Spain having the land, on the Mississippi, controlling that land and that trade route. They were worried that with Britain and America working together, that they would team up against Spain. So the Pinckney Treaty was signed saying that we would not team up with Great Britain against Spain. So we have those four, okay? You have the Whiskey Rebellion, you have the Battle of Fallen Timbers with Mad Anthony Wayne, you have the Jay Treaty with Great Britain because we were trying to remain neutral, and you have the Pinckney Treaty saying that we would not gang up on Spain and America. So of those four, 2 domestic, 2 foreign, here's your bell work question. What do you think was the biggest, most impactful? You tell me. That's your bell work question. So answer that, be awesome, and for Virtual History 360, I'm Mr. Wade. I'll see you next time.